Bang! Neeves Knives. I'm Jared, and this video is about knives that were so good I had to buy them again. Now, I realized how crazy I am because I have a lot of doubles in knives, but some of them I didn't buy. Some of them were gifted, some of them, whatever. But I'm still going to throw some of my favorites in this and also ones that I did absolutely buy twice. Now, man, this is a long list, so there was a lot I didn't even put in. But the Tuya Envy. This is a Dave Warren design. I absolutely loved this knife. This was my first like high-end knife when I got back into the knife community. Around $200, $220, something like that. They only made 100 of these. They only made 100 of these. They made 10 of the blue version. And I got number 31. So very awesome. A little oil there. But M390, titanium hardware, extremely well done. So I had to get another one. Now, getting the other one, they came out with a drop point version, which was the Dave Warren 2. So I wound up getting, because this is the Tonto, I wound up getting the drop point. It's more of a straight back, but it's a dual ground, hollow grind, very thin behind the edge. Really nice knife, and you can actually still get these. They didn't limit these, so awesome knife. And then they wound up coming out with a liner lock version as well. Now they have a new version coming out just like this, but with inlays, with fat carbon inlays. It looks really sweet. I'm hoping one of these days he makes a spear point version. But that is the Dave Warren, the Tuya Envy Dave Warren design. Next, really quick, because we got to get through these. The Spyderco Manix. I got the XL version. They're both an S30V. This one I got the titanium hardware and cage for. I just love it. I've tried many other Manixes. I've tried the lightweight ones. I've tried all kinds of them, and I just love this knife. If I lost this knife for whatever reason, I would 100% get another one. And I love my large or XL so much that I've been offered for people to buy it from me. I won't get rid of it. Plus, you can get them. They are usually available. And I'll try to link what I can down in the description, but you gotta love this knife. The Manix is just a beast of a knife. It's a knife. This is one thing I really appreciate about this knife, is that you can use it and use it and use it, and it can be your everyday user, and it's always rock solid. No blade play, up, down, left, or right. Super smooth. And, just the way the locking system works, it makes an incredibly strong locking system. Next, the Kizerlieb. Now, we got this one, and I realized that this is like one of the best flippers ever, especially for a little mini knife like this. The detents are just so well tuned. But we had the one with the crap micarta, so had to get the one with the good micarta. And, again, just as good. The detent is so snappy. It's insane how strong and how clean of a detent that it is. Now, this one's a little bit different. The clip is a little different. A couple little tiny differences, but the micarta quality is so much better on the new version. Next, this one I don't have the double of, but actually a friend in the community wound up gifting this one to me because he knew I lost the one that I really liked. So I do appreciate that. So I didn't buy this one, but I wound up having two of them. This is the TWOSUN TS177 Maverick, and it's just a toughly built M390 knife, a Tepe design. They are numbered. I believe you can still get them. They're pretty expensive for a TWOSUN, but not considering how much other knives are, right? For M390 titanium with this milled pattern, that's really nice. It does have an overbuilt feel to it, but the geometry is still, pretty nice. So very cool. Next, I couldn't tell you how many of these I've had, but the CIVIVE Elementums. I've had, I don't know how many. I'm only going to pull out these two, but this is the regular version. Oh, this is the S35VN version with the thinner blade. This is the regular version. I do have another one of the regular versions. D2, micarta, liner lock. awesome budget knife, 50 bucks, like $52, something like that. It's very affordable, but it has like one of the most useful blade shapes in my opinion. Spear point, hollow ground blade, and great action. Just a really good quality medium-sized knife. Like, it's so useful to me. This is one you could carry like every day, and you're perfectly capable. It's such a capable knife. Now, I had to get the button lock versions, so not one but two, because you know, it just is what it is. They came out with the 14C 28M blade steel, so the CIVIVE Elementum button lock, I love it. I love it. You know, a lot of people talk crap about it not having a deployment option, but hey, man, you don't see too many deployments like this. We do see a lot of regular button locks, so this is unique, and I love the profile. You know, the sleek profile. You know, the blade is like, this is my favorite blade shape. I love this blade shape. The grind, the ergos. It's such a useful design, and, you know, it's fun to fidget with. But one thing I really like is when it locks back in, because when it's closed, it's locked until you push this button. Then you have to, like, you swing it out, and it'll lock open. All right, but the lock has been very solid, surprisingly solid. So I like it a lot. So obviously, next, these two knives really quick. This is the GANZO FH41 and the GANZO FH922. Now, I don't have doubles of these right now, but I always buy them again because these are like the best gift knives. Like, if you know somebody in your family that doesn't have a knife and just needs a good quality knife, D2 steel liners, G10 scales, super solid, great action. This has very high-end action. Nobody can deny that. People that are used to Cheryl Goroff action could grab this and know right away. Like, this has insanely good action. The D10s are super solid, and yeah, they're both great knives, and they're like 20, I don't know, they're under 30 bucks. They're under 30 bucks. So next, my mini sheepdogs. I can't tell you how many of these I've had. I got 3 on the table right now for the minis. This one is the 154 CM aluminum scales. This is the Deadpool one, Deadpool edition, you know, because of the red and black. Dang it, this detent is so strong. I mean, this thing is super strong. Then I have, this one's an M390 blade, but this one originally was on this knife, so I swapped blades because this one has the fat carbon fiber, so now this one has the 154 CM blade. I just recently sharpened it, and now this one has the M390 blade, and this one is so smooth. I could have left the M390 over here, and it would have been just as smooth because it's the satin finish, so so smooth. But I wanted the non-flipper version on the fat carbon, and this is still extremely smooth. So the KIZER mini sheepdogs. There's so many different versions of these, and you know, speaking about them, might as well talk about the big ones. I've got so many different versions of this. I've had so many different versions. I've had the flipper version, but when they came out the non-flipper version, excuse me, I had to have some. I have the 10V one with the really, really nice brown micarta, the Blade HQ exclusive. But yeah, such a great knife. This one's in black micarta, 154 CM. It's basically the same as one of my minis, identical. So they make a mini version of this exact configuration and this one, which is the large version, which is so good. Then, you know, they got the titanium one, so I had to get one of these, and this, I love this knife. I absolutely love this knife. I think this is the best version of the KIZER Sheepdog, is the non-flipper version. You just can't beat it. It's so fidgety. The ergos are so good. The action is so good. And it's such a useful knife. The geometry on these is made to cut. And boy, do they. Next, we have the CIVIVE Baby Banter. Awesome little knife. This is like a 5th pocket carry. You can get a full 4-finger grip. Comes in many different options, obviously. Nitro V steel. G10 titanium hardware, steel deep carry pocket clip that's inset. And like I said, in the thumb studs are titanium. But it comes in so many different options. It's like, you know, such a cool little knife. Very fidgety. Very fun to flick and to play with, even though it is such a small knife. But that's kind of the beauty of it. They do have a full-size version, which I did like as well. I just don't own one, but I did review one. Next, and that's the CIVIVE Baby Banter. Next, benchmade griptilians. Gotta love my benchmade griptilians. Now, I've only had one big one and a small one, but I've also had the Tonto version. This was my first one. This what kind of sparked me to get one of these. And I had to get, you know, the mini one is such a good little mini knife. This is, in my opinion, I don't know about one of the best, but it is a top contender for a mini. You know, just a small knife. It's a durable blade that is extremely useful blade shape. And this one's an S30V. And then the large version, you know, if you're going to like the mini, you're going to like the big one. So comfortable in the hand. Such a good work knife. Solid tool. And that's what it is. It's a solid tool. Next, we have the CJRB Scoria. I had to get the micarta version. They both have the same steel, but to be honest, I like the original one I got better. The G10 version, this one's my favorite right now. Maybe the red micarta one, the coral micarta is better, but I don't know. This one's good, don't get me wrong. Titanium thumb stud, titanium clip, titanium pivot collar, RRPM9 steel, which is Artisan's proprietary steel. But this one just feels a little more solid. These are very slim, just great knives overall. And yeah, as a tool, as a user, solid knife. And they take really good edges. I was happy with the way the RRPM9 steel was on these. I did chip both my edges, but that was from doing dumb stuff. Next, really quick, because I have multiples of these ones, but they make different knives. But I've had the Asher Spyro in every configuration, and that is thankful to Asher knives. But recently, they dropped the new version, which is going to be a whole version. So I love this knife so much. Such a great knife. Even the thumb stud version, which they stopped making. They're retiring this one. The thumb stud action is just so good. I'm definitely not going to pass up the one with the hole because it is that awesome. So medium-sized knife, very similar to the bug out size, but very affordable for what you get. These ones were under $100, like $85, S35VN. This one's full titanium. But even this one, I think this one was like $80, $75-$80, and then this one was like $85-$90. So he didn't even increase the price too much. So really awesome though. I don't want this video to be an hour long. I also have two of these. This is the Vosteed Bellamy. I have the M390 version and the N690 version. This is originally the prototype, but my M390 version is extremely similar, but they do have a micarta version. Amazing knife, super fidgety, so many forms of deployment, super deep hollow ground blade, great ergos, fall shut action, one of the best front flippers you could probably experience. It's so easy to front flip. It has the most perfect jimping for a front flipper, and yeah, just an amazing knife. So I'm thinking about getting a third one, the micarta version. The Vosteed Nightshade. The Vosteed Nightshade, I got both versions. Now, the company did send it to me, but however, I would have bought it anyways because I love this knife. This is such a good knife. This was the N690 version, the prototype with the micarta, but this one is M390 and is an upgrade from this version. So, awesome knife. I do love it quite a bit. And a lot of this stuff I'm showing you guys can find a full review on my channel. But it was originally called the Detolith. I don't know the whole story. They wound up switching it to the Vosteed, so the Vosteed Nightshade. But if you want to see the full review, you got to just look up Nightshade on my channel or Detolith Nightshade. Next is my mini BEGLEITERs. I have so many of these. So many of these. I even got the big ones. I'm not going to pull out my big ones, but I got the XL. I got the regular big one. These are my mini collections. All different steels. We got M390, 4V, titanium frag with a spear point hollow. These are such awesome little knives. Fantastic detents. False shut action. And these ones are like, these are under $140 for M390, hollow ground spear point blade, drop point blade, whatever you want to call it, with a titanium frag, titanium pocket clip, deep carry pocket clip. The 4V version is the aluminum one. And then this is an M390 and fat carbon fiber version. But yeah, you can tell I really do like the mini BEGLEITERs. It's just a nice little razor blade. That's kind of the beauty of it. And the action is just so good. So good. And you can see how loved this one's been. I mean, it is aluminum, but... And the 4V took a ridiculously sharp edge. Whew. I did lay back the angle to like 15 degrees per side. But yeah, even the regular N690 and my Micarta version, very affordable. Fantastic detent. Great action. Deep carry clip. Really good knife. The full-size one's great too. Very, very similar, just larger. Next, we have my TWOSUN TS223. Now, I don't have the other one here right now because I loaned it out to Mike Emler, but I think it's my favorite TWOSUN. It's definitely my top one, my top three. I have three, maybe, I don't know. Anyways, it's one of my favorite TWOSUNs. It's so good. This one's M390. I have a 14C version and an M390 version. You know what? Screw it. It's my favorite TWOSUN. It's just such a great blade shape, such a great grind. I have a lot of other TWOSUNs that I love dearly, but the grind, the ergos, the choil, blade shape, just everything is built together on this to be just an amazing, useful knife. I love carrying it. The clip works great. It is a titanium milled pocket clip. The detent, super solid detent. Great action. Internal stop pins. Yeah, you can't beat it, man. Micro milling for what you get these things for. You know, it's crazy how good these are. Next, this one is my full size. And then I also have the mini. Or not mini, the 80-20.5. So this is the version made in Taiwan, but this is the USA made Demco 80-20 with the amazing shark lock. So I love this. This knife is such a badass beast of a knife. So when I heard they had a budget version coming out, I had to get it. So, and now I have, and I'm glad I did, because now I have a blade coming from Transparent Knives, and this thing is going to be the best 80-20.5 in existence. So, chew on that, right? But yeah, great. All right, guys. I'm being a little dumb, but yeah, it is such a great knife. Next, these were gifts. And I appreciate them so much. Some of the best parts of my collection actually have been gifts. And this is the Hinderer XM18 3-inch, the XM24, and the XM18 3.5-inch. I also have a full titanium scale for this one. Multiple scales for all these. This one's full tie. These are awesome. I love these knives so much. And I can't thank the person that donated these to me. Gifted. I don't even want to say donated. Gifted these to me because it has been an amazing part of my collection. So, shout out to Mr. Amazing. These knives are awesome. This one's Kara's. But yeah, the Hinderer XM18 or the XM24, the Beast. So, lots of these. We have 4 of these. And while we're on that subject, let's bring up my Cheryl gorovsks. The Cheryl Gorov F3R and the F95 frag. Love the Cheryl gorovsks. This is the most comfortable knife you will ever get in your hand. It is so comfortable. It's insane. It feels like you're holding a fixed blade. It's so comfortable. This one's still extremely, extremely comfortable, especially for titanium. But, you know, this one being contoured with carbon fiber, with the white carbon fiber, both of these are just extremely, extremely nice. M390, titanium liners, titanium clip and back spacer. This one's full titanium frag, M390. Stupid good action. Yeah, can't beat them. They're so good. I know they look like steak knives in a way, but there's a reason. You know, this is such a useful design. I mean, it's shaped like a knife. You know what I mean? Nothing else, just shaped like a knife, and that's the beauty behind it. It's an amazing work of art and tool. And you know what? We'll just finish it off with this one because this is my newest acquisition, kind of. But I loved this knife so much. The KANSEPT CONVICT, but it only had a one-sided thumb stud. Well, they upgraded it, and they gave us double thumb studs, a better sharpening choil, as you can see. The ergos on this knife is hand melting. It's such a comfortable knife, especially for the size, because this isn't like a large knife. It's just a medium-sized knife. The detent is so good. The action is fall shut action. It's like it's on oiled glass. It's so smooth. Now, there's other knives I would replace if I lost, or possibly even get a secondary version of. And technically, I didn't even show all the knives I have doubles, triples of. But this is a great, you know, all these knives I love a lot, and I probably would replace if I lost, or would possibly buy another version of. Just they're all great knives. Great examples, great EDCs. I can't recommend this knife enough. S35VN, titanium. It comes in different options, but you wouldn't regret this knife. It's so comfortable in the hand, and the grips you get in, it's so good. But yeah, there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.